Guest of the morning, here's Michael.
And an introduction that's a pleasure, Mark, and our audience here at Down the Stretch, because he's visited this show on many occasions with some mighty good runners. But this morning we're speaking with Tom Albratroni from California, and he's going to send out raw silk, we hope, this afternoon in the Grade 1 American Oaks on turf. So, Tom, if you're there, Mark and Mike here in Schenectady, and it's a pleasure to have you back.
Mike, Mark, how you doing?
Morning, Tom.
Tom, speaking of raw silk, we saw her last year at Saratoga and Belmont on the dirt, but the move to turf did produce dramatic results. So my first question is, were you thinking that this would happen even as you trained her for her first couple of races?
Well, it was always a thought because her dam side, she's got a lot of Danehill in her and a lot of turf pedigree, so it was always a possibility. Once we saw her races on the dirt, we figured, well, maybe we should make the switch to the turf and just try her just to make sure that we're not overlooking anything. With Malibu Moon, I think he's gone both ways, turf and dirt. So with her pedigree on the dam side being turf, that was probably the best way to go.
Tom, we're going to take a look at the second time that she hit the wire first, but the first time that it was official in that April maiden race at Aqueduct. And for our audience, this says she is on the far turn here. She's in against older fillies. It's early in the year. Talk about this race at Aqueduct, if you will.
I thought, it was a kind of a call that could have gone either way at the end. She got to the lead easily, if I remember right, and the eventual horse that ran second that was put up was actually bearing in a little bit at the same time, and I thought it was a pretty close judgment type of call, but I thought she ran well considering, it was the first time she showed that she was maybe better on the grass. That was her first grass start, and after that, it was just a matter of hopefully she would just continue and improve off of that.
Well, Tom, it's my mistake. I must have led you on. We're watching her official victory at Aqueduct, so my apologies for that.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. Well, that day, she trained awfully well that winter. We gave her breaks since the day she did get disqualified. And she came out and really ran a tremendous race that day.
Now, Tom, she has shown speed on turf, no doubt about that, and I'm going to come back to that a little later in this interview. But in the Gaviola, she tired. Any reason for that? Because she's really much better than that, we think.
I would have thought so. Maybe it was coming back, with her a little soon off the first race, off the layoff. She might have showed maybe a little more speed on the front end to get her a little tired at the end that day, but I still believe she's better than that too, as you say. I think she showed that in the Sands Point that, even when she goes to the lead and she's running some good fractions, she's very difficult to catch.
Well, you mentioned the Sands Point, and she comes to the Oaks off a really, really sharp performance in the Sands Point. I mean, this was very, very smooth. The bettors might have been a bit surprised, but I think you might have been expecting an improvement here.
I was actually expecting a big race from her that day. I like the fact that we had a little rain. The turf was maybe on the little soft side, which I thought she would handle that well. There wasn't a whole lot of speed in there, but depending on what happens today, even if they let her go off to an easy lead, then I don't think she'll be very difficult to catch, I think.
That actually, Tom, is my next question. I mean, you're going a mile and a quarter, so you're making the big stretch here, but she seems so effective here. So if that's the situation, it's just go, huh?
I would think so. I mean, she comes out running every time. Right. It's not a question. Let's try to rate her and then try to take her back a little bit. She wants to come out and she wants to go. A little bit of speed on the outside. Maybe my baby drawn way outside. I don't know if she'll try to come with us or not. And I just think that if she's off to an easy lead, she'll run all day.
Tom, how's she training out there for the Oaks?
Couldn't be better.
Okay, Tom, for my part, thank you, and good to chat with you this morning. Here's Mark.
Tom, good morning.
Mike. Good morning, Mark.
Tom, obviously Saratoga's right around the corner. What can you tell our audience about some exciting prospects in the barn? Any 2-year-olds that you're particularly high on for the upcoming spot meet?
Well, my 2-year-olds are still a little bit far behind. There's nothing really quite ready maybe until maybe the back end of the meet. I got one colt by AP&D that he might be running soon. But other than that, my Cheeros are a little bit behind schedule.
Well, Ross Silk isn't behind schedule, Tom, and we want to wish you all the best with her in this afternoon's American Oaks. Thanks so much for having joined us this morning on Down the Stretch, and we'll see you soon here in Saratoga.
Okay, thanks a lot, Mark.
Thanks, guys.
Mike, thank you.
Good luck,
Tom
Tom.
Albratroni, ladies and gentlemen.